Hello everyone, welcome to Life Simplified and I am Abhishek. Today I will be talking about a book called Breath. I came across this book while I was downloading Audible into my phone, and after downloading Audible I started searching for some books like self-help and spiritual books. And there I came across this book called Breath. I never heard of this book before. It is written by James Nestor. I have not heard of the writer also previously. While I started listening to this book, Breath, I got to know so much about breath. There are things that I already know about breath because I'm into spiritual practices and breath work and everything, and therefore I know that how breath can influence our health and mind and everything. But in this book the writer has done such deep research regarding breath because he was someone who was facing issues regarding his breath, his nasal cavity and his mouth cavity and everything. So let me tell you friends, breath is not just something which helps in respiration for us, and it is not just inhalation and exhalation of the gases. Definitely it gives you energy because you inhale the gases, the lungs receive oxygen from those gases, and the lungs exhale the carbon dioxide which is not required. This is the process we all know. But what if you don't know that if you will breathe from your mouth and not from your nose, it can really have some catastrophic effect on your health? And that is what the writer was facing. The writer was facing the issues of snoring and sleep apnea. And these issues in his body, in his health, were increasing day by day, and due to which he had to visit the doctors and whatnot. And from there on he started his research also. Breath is very important if you are breathing from your nose, because the air goes into the nasal cavity. The nose obviously filters the air, and the moment the air goes into the nasal cavity, the temperature of the air is adjusted as per the temperature of your body, and the air then is ready to go into your lungs. This is what happens. Not only this, but the air also touches those points in your nasal cavity and head, and that has a very significant effect on your health. The problem that author was suffering from was the shape of his mouth and the teeth. His teeth were not aligned properly, and due to which he was not able to breathe through his nose properly. He had to breathe through his mouth, and the more he was breathing through his mouth, the more his problem was increasing. And this is what happens with a lot of people. I have seen almost 50-60% of the people who snore, and they don't even know why do they snore. And this is a serious problem in the West. In India, it is not so much a serious problem. Nobody considers snoring as a serious problem because nobody has reached to such extent, or I would say nobody has reached to such unhealthy extent that they will need some CPAP machine, or they will suffer from sleep apnea. But still the problem is here also because people have forgotten how to breathe. The next point is that the rhythm of the breath is so important to us. When I teach Zen Yoga, I always tell people that breath is one of the most important thing in your life, more important than food, because with breath you are not only taking air but you are taking the essence of this cosmos, the essence of life, all the radiations that are received by Earth from the entire universe. Breath takes that energy into you, that life energy. And that is why it becomes very important to breathe properly in a proper rhythm, and a rhythm in which the breath gets aligned to this whole geometry of the solar system and the universe. This is so very important for us. One more thing, that we see that we have evolved this much physically, and the shape of the jaw definitely has shrinked a bit, and the size of the mouth has also shrinked a bit, and children are facing this problem of not having this straight teeth. And this is a real big problem, because this evolution is not for good. And evolution does not happen always for the good. This is a serious problem that mankind is facing right now, because the facial structure of human beings is being changed, and this is causing health problems just because we are not breathing entirely through our nose. As per author's research in the book, when he started breathing through his nose, his problems of snoring and sleep apnea, those problems they went away in a few months' time, and due to which his health certainly improved, his metabolism improved. And the breath has got so much to do with your metabolism, with your obesity, with whatever chronic diseases that you have. And to counter all these things, we need to learn all kinds of breathing practices that are taught, and which are very ancient practices. And these ancient practices have been forgotten, as the author has written at the book cover also, that the new science of a lost art. So breath is a new science of a lost art. It means that our ancestors knew how to breathe, but we don't. We are doing all sorts of things. We are breathing through mouth, we are smoking and whatnot. But we need to learn how to breathe to live a healthy, balanced life. Even in spirituality, the role of breath is so very important. There are so many breathing practices which are being taught in spirituality. You are taught the pranayam in spirituality. When you will see the steps of yoga, there are 8 steps of yoga, and it starts from yam, niyam, asan, and then pranayam. It is the 4th step. It is so important that after pranayam there is a step called pratyahar, where you can actually experience the out of body experience. So to reach that stage of pratyahar, you need to have control, a proper control on your breath. And to have a proper control on your breath, you need to practice pranayam. And in pranayam there are so many breathing practices which are taught here in India. We already know about alternate breathing and practices like Kapalbhati and all, which is all related to breath. And this is how much breath is important for us. We don't need to teach this to animals, but this needs to be taught to the humans in this era, because we are just losing our track when it comes to breathing. And not only us, but it is causing problems to the generations which are coming. So it is very important for us to learn how to breathe, to tell everyone and to make everyone aware how to breathe and practice breathing. We need to take out some time in our day at least 10 to 15 minutes where we can just sit and breathe and nothing else. That's all for today's book review. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.